Hi guys, welcome to this 20 minutes yoga session for runners or for others who just really need to loosen up in their legs, meaning hamstring, quads, inner and outer side of thighs, and also of course including lower back. Roll out your mat, let's get going. Okay guys, to start us off, let's find a wide stand here. Toes turning out, knees turning out. Then we sit into the knees and make sure they turn outward so they reach out over toe number 2. So just go with hands onto the hips at the beginning here. Shifting weight a bit from side to side. Getting a bit more into the breath, into the body. But let's make it first and foremost about the breath right now. Long, deep, full breaths. Breathing down to that point below the belly button. Exhaling out from the point below the belly button, and then softening jaw, throat and shoulders. Good, let's sit down here in the center, walking the hands up onto the thighs, and then lowering left shoulder down, looking to the right, or maybe looking up over that right shoulder. Make sure the shoulders are moving away from the ears, and then come to the center. Have an inhale here. Exhale other side. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, this breath with the whispery sound, because we contract the vocal cords a bit, you can go and add that onto this. Inhale, come to the center. Good, exhale other side. Inhale, center. Exhale other side. One more time, both sides. Soften jaw. Good. Then come up. Now turn the feet a bit, so the toes turn a little bit more in. We're aiming for the little toe sides of our feet become parallel to the shorter ends of the mat. Hands onto the hips here. And then exhale, fold halfway forward with the help of the core. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. If you need to bend the knees, you bend the knees as much as you need to. We're not looking for space in right now, for example, the hamstrings, by you forcing strength, forcing space with strength onto the hamstrings. We're inviting the hamstrings to open up with this gentle, dynamic stretch. Yeah? So we don't end up pulling something. Good. One more time. Super. Then from here, turn the right foot forward, sit into that right knee. We're working on coming into warrior 2 pose here. Grounding little toe side of the back foot firmly in the mat, then opening the arms out to the sides. Really sitting down here into the right knee. Trying to invite this knee to be right or reaching over toe number 2. It's right over the heel of the knee. Good. Breathe here. One more nice deep inhale, and then exhale to come out. Same thing other side. Sitting down here. Good. Later in this practice we'll spend a bit more time in some more soft stretches, not soft in the way that they won't work the invitation of the opening, but soft in the way that we're not here where we also have to use a bit of strength to hold. Super. One more nice deep inhale, and then come back to the center. Again, turn the big toes a little bit in, so the little toe side of the feet are parallel to the mat, hands onto the hips. Go halfway down. If you need to bend the knees, inhale, come up. Good. And then this time go beyond halfway down. Yeah? Hands can stay on the hips. Bend the knees as much as you need to as you come into this forward fold. Let the head hang. Then shift energy down through the little toe sides of your feet. And maybe you can allow yourself to lift the sit bones a bit higher. But we don't want to force this. We want to invite the opening. We don't want to force the opening. Standing firmly through the little toe sides of the feet. One more nice deep inhale. And then come up to stand. Good. Bring the feet together. Then cross the right ankle in front of the left. Take an inhale, take the arms out and up. Bend the knees as much as you need to. As you fold halfway forward and down, you can plant the hands on the hips again. Good. Inhale, lift up here. So if it feels like it's the best thing for you, like it feels like you reach a comfortable edge in your stretch when you go halfway down and up here, and you can support the core or support the lower back with the core, you can keep doing that. Could also fold beyond halfway down and spend time here in a little bit more of a static stretch. If it's available, you can take the hands down. They don't have to come onto your mat. They could also hold your legs here. Breathing space into that outer side of the right leg. And then with an inhale, we'll all find our way up. Good. Same thing to the other side. So we cross the left in front of the right and out to the side. Inhale, reach up. Go halfway down. And all the way up. You can keep doing that, or you can work on a deeper forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. We don't want to hyperextend the knees here. So always, no matter how flexible or unflexible you are, keep a little bend in the knee. Maybe the hands come down if you're down here in the static stretch. Find your breath. And then one more nice deep inhale. And exhale, stay. Inhale all the way up to stand. Good. Step your legs wide out. Good. Turn both feet so the toes turning a bit out, the heels are turning a bit in. Sit down here and just sway. Soften jaw. Good. Then turn around so you're facing the right side. Plant the left knee to the mat. Come down in a lunge here. Hands up on front knee. Tailbone long. Yeah. A little bit of a core activation, and then lean the hips forward. And this is an active stretch, so we keep pressing down through the front foot as we lean the left hip flexor forward. Yeah, maybe it's perfect for you to stay here. Maybe you take the hands, both of them, onto the big toe side of the front foot. Just don't let your shoulders creep up in your ears. Breathing here. You're very open, or eventually as you spend time here, maybe it doesn't have to happen, but maybe you could invite yourself to come down onto the forearms. You don't have to though. One more nice deep inhale here. And then bring yourself back up. Let's come all the way up. Turn around to the other side. Do the same thing here. Lunging with the right knee down, hands on to the front knee first. Tailbone long. Then we make sure the left hip is reaching a bit forward, but the right hip is moving backwards. So the hips end up squaring off to the short end of your mat. Good. We can lean the hips forward. If it's within reach, we could take the hands down. Don't force it. Invite it. Yeah? Maybe forearms. One more nice deep inhale and exhale. When you've had that calm, back up to stand. Bring feet hip width apart. Yeah. Little toe sides of the feet are parallel to the mat again. Inhale, reach arms out and up. Bend the knees as much as you need to as you come into this standing forward fold. Yeah. You don't have to touch the floor with your hands. Yeah, you could hold opposite elbows, or you could hold your shins or your thighs, whatever is available. Soft bend in the knees, and maybe you work on working on the length of your legs here. It doesn't have to be, though. You can have bent soft knees here. Then with your next inhale, come halfway up, and we're gonna fold forward and down again, but make it about lifting your upper body out over your thighs and then folding down. Yeah, instead of lifting halfway up and then rounding down to reach the crown of the head down. Yeah, let's lift halfway up and then lift the upper body out over the thighs. Yeah. Good. One more nice deep inhale here. Exhale to stay, and then all the way up to stand. Arms go out and up, and then hands come down. Good. Let's sit down onto the mat. We'll do the same pose again, but we'll do it from a seated position. Yeah. Wrap the flesh on your sit bones, move it a bit out behind you. Yeah, if it's difficult for you to keep an erected spine here, then find a cushion or a blanket that's rolled up and sit up on that. Also, some of you will have hamstrings which are tight, so it will be really nice for you to have a blanket, rolled up blanket underneath the knee crease, right here. And with all the props, whatever props you have, or maybe you have no props, we're gonna inhale to sit up tall. And then we're going to lift the upper body out over the legs. Exactly. Coming forward any amount, a little or a lot. And then next time you in your own time have an inhale, let's come back up to sit. Just so we can fall forward and down to stay again. Lift the upper body out over. Yeah, it doesn't matter how it looks, it matters how it feels. Soften jaw, soften throat, soften shoulders. And then lift yourself back up. Good. Cross the right ankle over the left. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, lift the upper body out over the thighs. Yeah. Flex both feet. And then we breathe into the whole outer side of this right leg again. Hello. I love and I truly do feel this one. I bet you do too. With your next inhale, bring yourself back up. Yeah, cross opposite way. And with an exhale, after you sit up tall, out over the legs. Both feet are active, so the toes are pointing straight up on both feet. Breathing space into that left outer side. With your next inhale, come back up. Good, and place the soles of the feet together. Yeah, you can stay seated up on whatever you're seated on. Gonna hold the toes, or the feet, with the hands, and we're gonna move the heart out in between the upper arms. Maybe this is quite a stretch and an opening already for you. If you do have the space for it, invite yourself to come forward and down into a bit of a forward fold. If you can reach, then place the elbows on the legs and use them to invite. Again, not force, but invite the legs to open. It's okay if your knees are quite lifted here. all of these stretches, all of this opening and release you're probably seeking, it all takes dedication, patience, heat in the body, and time. Work from where you are instead of forcing you to be somewhere physically and in your opening where you're not yet. Work from where you are, then you can make some steps towards where you want to be. Good. With an inhale, lift yourself up here. We'll actually stay in the same position, but we move the heels a bit further out. Yeah? And then we inhale to sit up tall here. Yeah? And then this time we round and send the crown of the head towards the heels. Yeah, good. Breathing here all the way into the lower back. If you have the space for it, maybe you come down so the crown of the head actually comes onto the heels. If you get there, you can put your arms underneath the lower legs. Breathing all the way down into the lower back and all the way out again. Don't let the shoulders creep up into your ears. And then from here, lift yourself back up. Extend out the legs again. Now cross the left ankle over the right knee. Make sure it's the whole ankle and not just the heel you're crossing over. One hand on the knee, one hand on the ankle, and then we lean forward here. Breathe. Flex the left foot to protect the ankle and the knee joint. One more last deep inhale here. And then come out. Same thing, other side. Whole ankle crosses over, not just the heel. Soften your jaw here. And lift yourself up. Open the legs out to the side so they go wide as you can. Keep the legs active, so we point both feet up, sitting up here. And again, you can sit up on something. You can prop something underneath your knee crease if it's too tight for your hamstrings to open out all the way. You can stay here, or you can fold forward and down any amount. Breathe, soften the jaw. And then one more inhale, stay. And then come back up. Legs go forward again, I'll just turn. Good. So, lie down. And then take the left heel, draw it close to the left hip. Yeah? This is not for everybody, I'll show an alternative if this is not for you. We'll try to move the left knee towards the mat. It doesn't have to touch. You can even prop it up on a cushion or something here. If it's available to you, you can come here. If you can place the right foot in the mat, that could be a nice way to add a little bit onto this quad stretch. Also, if the left knee is flying, maybe you can grab the right knee and hug it in here. Good. So if this is not for you, I'll invite you to simply come up, do a good old-fashioned quad stretch right here. And if you're in the standing variation, make sure you're not opening the knees apart. We have maximum like a fist width in between the knees. And we're trying to draw the tailbone down. That actually does a massive thing to this stretch, whether you're sending it out behind you or you find length in the lower back. Good. If you're lying down, we want to find that length in the lower back as well. So we shift the tailbone in the direction of the back end of the mat. Wherever you are, have one more nice deep inhale. And then come out. If you're lying down, bring yourself up and help the knee to come up, and then do the other side. Standing or lying down. It's okay if the right knee is flying. Maybe you plant that left foot in the mat. Maybe you grab the left knee and bring it in. If you're standing, then maximum fist width in between your knees, and find, no matter where you are, that length of the tailbone. So we're not arching in the lower back. One more nice deep inhale. And then bring yourself up out of this. Good. And we'll lie down, all of us. Super. From here, just grab the knees, bring them in, breathe in to the whole back side, glutes, lower back, rock a bit from side to side. Find your long deep breath if you've lost it, maybe even Ujjayi breath if you become friends with this breathing style. Good. Then from there, just grab the knees and move them apart. Yeah. Breathing here. Maybe you even place the hands, arms onto the inner side of the knees. And then from there, turn it into happy baby pose by turning the soles of the feet up so they're parallel to the ceiling. Grab the little toe sides of the feet with the hands, have the arms on the inner side of the knees, and then breathe here. If the little toe sides of the feet are too far away, instead of grabbing there, hold the ankles. And maybe you choose to rock and roll a bit here. Soften the jaw, soften the throat, soften the shoulders. Let go of this. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. One more time, we'll come into that outer side of the left hip by bringing the right knee in towards us and wrapping the hands around the knee, or maybe we wrap it around the thigh. Flex the left foot. And then one more nice deep inhale. And then let it go. Place the right foot in the mat, reach the left leg up, interlace the hands behind the thigh, or maybe you can even interlace them up behind the calf. Keep the shoulders softly grounded in the mat, and then try to point the left toes towards your nose while you lift the left heel higher. out, then let this go. Same thing other side, crossing right ankle over the left knee, flex the right foot. Then interlace hands behind thigh in front of the knee, and then breathe here. All the way to where this stretch feels the most intense. One more nice deep inhale. Plant the left foot down, reach the right leg up, interlace the hands behind wherever you can reach, and then point the right toes down as you lift the left heel up. Planting both feet in the mat, walking them a little bit out, arms just open here. Let's just let the knees fall from side to side. So we started out standing, working strength, then eventually you came to sit, then to lie down. And now we're going to soften all the way down into our Shavasana pose. So when you're ready, take up space in your Shavasana pose, just lying down flat on your back, letting arms and legs open, feet flop open out to the sides. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears, and then breathe here as you arrive into a short little well-deserved Shavasana. And then start finding a deeper breath. Move fingers, move toes. Eventually take arms all the way overhead. And just stretch as long as you possibly can. And then roll on to one side, just to let everything settle there for a moment. And then find your way up to sit. Placing hands together in prayer pose in front of your heart. Lifting the corners of your mouth into a soft little smile, to smile inwards. Don't force yourself to be somewhere where you're not. Invite yourself to move from where you are. Blink the eyes open. Namaste.